Reincarnation, a word that echoes through the corridors of human thought, religion, and mystery. It is an idea older than history, stretching across continents and cultures, whispered by mystics and inscribed in sacred texts. But what does it really mean to be reborn? What is reincarnation, and why does it hold such a powerful grip on the human imagination? At its simplest, reincarnation is the belief that after death, the soul, or some essential part of the self, is reborn in a new body. This new body may be human, animal, or something else entirely, depending on the belief system. In most traditions that embrace reincarnation, this cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, often called samsara, is not endless. It is a journey, often a struggle towards something greater: liberation, enlightenment, unity. The concept is deeply rooted in Eastern philosophies. Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and certain schools of Sikhism all explore the nature of the soul's journey across lifetimes. In Hinduism, the soul, known as Atman, is seen as eternal. It moves from body to body, shaped by the moral weight of its actions, or karma. Each life is a step on a long path, either drawing us closer to or further from moksha, liberation from the cycle of birth and death. In Buddhism, there is no permanent soul as such, but there is a continuity of consciousness. What carries forward is not a fixed self, but a stream of cause and effect. Desire, attachment, ignorance. These bind us to the wheel of rebirth. Through awareness, meditation, and ethical living, one can eventually achieve nirvana, the cessation of that wheel. Jainism speaks of a soul weighed down by karma as a substance, sticking to the soul like dust. Through strict ethical conduct, asceticism, and deep inner purification, one can cleanse the soul and escape the cycle entirely. Even outside the Indian subcontinent, we find echoes of reincarnation. Ancient Greek philosophers like Pythagoras and Plato wrote about the transmigration of souls. In many indigenous cultures, from the Pacific Islands to the Americas, there are beliefs in ancestral return, where the spirits of forebears come back through children or animals. In the mystical traditions of Kabbalah and Sufism, reincarnation appears not as dogma, but as a symbolic or esoteric truth, part of the soul's long yearning for unity. But beyond doctrine and tradition, reincarnation persists because it answers something intimate and haunting in the human experience. Why are we here? Why do we suffer? Why do some people seem wise beyond their years? Why are we drawn to places, people, or skills we've never learned in this life? Reincarnation offers a story that stretches beyond a single lifetime. It suggests that our joys and sorrows, our traumas and gifts, may not originate entirely from this birth. Perhaps we are not just shaped by family, society, and circumstance, but also by unseen threads woven through lifetimes past. It is a compelling vision, one where justice may not be instant, but cosmic, where growth is not confined to one chance, but a long, unfolding path, where love, loss, guilt, and grace may echo across time. Modern psychology and reincarnation might seem at odds, but interestingly, they occasionally intersect. Pioneers like Carl Jung spoke of the collective unconscious, archetypal memory that transcends individual experience. Some therapists explore past life regression, where individuals under hypnosis recall vivid scenes, emotions, or identities that seem to come from another time, another life. While science does not confirm reincarnation, it hasn't entirely dismissed it either. The work of researchers like Dr. Ian Stevenson, who studied thousands of cases of children claiming past life memories, remains provocative. Some of these children describe places they've never been, people they've never met, with astonishing accuracy. These stories invite both wonder and skepticism, but they also whisper a deeper mystery. What if memory is not confined to the brain, What if the self is not bound by death? Whether taken literally, symbolically, or metaphorically, reincarnation urges us to see life differently. If you believed you had lived before and would live again, how would that change the way you live now? Would you be more patient, more forgiving, more mindful of your actions? Would you look at a child not just as someone beginning a journey, but as someone who may have walked many paths before? Reincarnation dissolves the idea of finality. Death is no longer the end, but a threshold, and birth is not a beginning, but a continuation. Life is not a straight line. It is a spiral, or perhaps a mandala, returning to itself in new and evolving forms. But reincarnation is not just about time. It is about transformation. In each lifetime, whether you believe in one or many, we are given a chance to evolve, to peel away illusions, to break old patterns, to love more deeply, live more wisely, and awaken to something greater than ourselves. Whether you see reincarnation as spiritual truth, poetic metaphor, or psychological symbol, it can be a profound lens through which to view your existence. It encourages humility, it inspires responsibility, it invites reflection. What if your soul is ancient and your life is a chapter in a far longer book? What if your enemy was once your friend, your child once your parent, your greatest wound once your greatest gift? And what if the journey isn't about escape, but integration? Not about perfecting one life, but remembering across lives who and what you really are. Reincarnation reminds us, we are not finished. We are becoming, again and again. And if this idea resonates with you, if it stirs something quiet, deep, and familiar, then perhaps it is not a belief you are adopting. Perhaps it is a memory you are awakening to. This is Metaphysics Diary, a space where questions matter more than answers, where mystery is honored, and where the soul is invited to explore its own depth. If this video moved you, subscribe for more reflections on existence, consciousness, and inner transformation. Share this with someone who has always felt there's more to life than meets the eye. And tell us in the comments, what do you feel your soul is here to remember? Sometimes the journey doesn't end, it circles back, and sometimes the self you are seeking is already who you've been.